This NBA All-Star Game edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBet. WynnBet is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBet has what you need to win. Sign up today, bet 100, get 100 at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. State restrictions apply. We're also brought to you by the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. Start your engines with Rod and Cody and get ready to gamble on the Daytona 500 this Sunday.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome, everyone, to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Uh-oh. Board down. Analog dog loading. Dog. Real cab Kramer loading, Sean. We're going to be doing a little socializing later tonight. And guess what? I sometimes if it's just beer and wine, we got to be Ryan Real cab Kramer. So behind the curtain here.
Ryan is just in full conference mode. He's got the suit coat over the T-shirt. He's been drinking
different T-shirt.
Up to 2 glasses of wine per night.
I had some whiskey too. Sprinkled that in. Shout out to me. I was very tired. I was maybe a little hungover this morning.
Yeah, we've been getting after it here in Vegas. Of course, we're coming to you live from the Blue Wire Studios in beautiful Las Vegas here at the Wynn. And we just did a podcast with Jared Smith. That was a lot of fun. We did an early look at the NFL Super Bowl odds for 2023, right around the corner here, the NFL Super Bowl. But hey, we're getting back into basketball. Obviously, we're going to be doing a ton of college basketball leading into March Madness. It is the NBA All-Star Weekend this weekend. Perfect time to check in with some of our guy Terrell Furman from the NBA Gambling Podcast. Of course, before we get to that, shout out to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. That's where you can go if you want to bet big, win bigger on the NBA All-Star Game. They got you covered for Daytona 500 as well. They have a special deal going for the Daytona 500. Again, we did a Daytona 500 preview. Make sure you guys check that out. But yeah, it is a $100 free bet when you bet $50 plus pre-race on any driver to win the Daytona 500, and they lead the most laps. So fun way to get a little action, a little extra action this weekend. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions at WynnBet.com. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where playthrough WynnBet is available. If you or someone who has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. And joining us on the line, one of the co-hosts of the NBA Gambling Podcast, Mr. Terrell Furman. What's happening, Terrell?
No, because you're not going to come and you're not going to ask me what's happening and throw me all the – I just want to go ahead and break out the receipts for everybody so everybody knows what's going on and why I'm upset with these two and why I'm going on strike. Because since the Super Bowl, they have had a college basketball show. They have had – oh, wow, a NASCAR show. Oh, wow, the Daytona 500, whatever the heck that is. That must be so big.
He's got notes, Sean.
Gosh.
He's got notes.
They even had,
I still appreciate all these plugs.
A best ball show. The people haven't even been drafted yet. They're not even in the league yet, and they're doing a best ball show. No, I'm not done, people. Because guess what? They even added an XFL show. That might not even be a league in 2 years. They had an XFL show. They even talked about the Super Bowl for next year. And to throw it off, to even top it off, before they had Baseball Sean make an appearance on the social media before talking about the NBA. Do you see how they do us, the NBA Gambling Podcast people? Do you see how they do us? It's crazy. So
I got my Julius Erving jersey. Listen to that, NBA. Here we go. NBA, Terrell Furman from the NBA Gambling Podcast. Coming at you. Come on, Terrell. You're having fun.
I'm going on a 1 second strike.
All right.
Well, can we?
All right, strike's over. What's going on, guys?
All right.
What's
So
happening?
Terrell, here's what I would say. I would say that part of the reason that we have deferred bringing an NBA gambling podcast representative on was that we knew that you guys could carry your own weight. A very successful show filled with star personalities.
They try to butter me up.
Look,
They try to butter me up and make me forget that they had an XFL show before asking me to come on.
It is true. Well, Colby is in our office, so it's hard to ignore him. Which we should probably retell the story to Terrell about how we're NASCAR sharp. So you might be hearing more NASCAR after we went to the window last night, Terrell. We bet on a 1,500 to 1 driver, Cody Ware. As soon as I placed a $100 wager on this man to win $150,000, 1,000 to 1 the price drops to Sean. As soon as Sean's now pissed off. As soon as Sean gets down $100 to win $100,000, the price drops to 500 to 1. So we are officially market movers.
Just bullying the sports books.
NASCAR sharps. All right. Anyway, you want to talk NBA?
So you two are single-handedly the biggest liability for the weekend.
It really is. Derek is just going to have to mortgage the place if we end up hitting on these NASCAR bets. So
can we get like a proper a gambling report? One better wagered.
Y'all did it at the Circa?
Oh, yeah, you know it.
Oh, why you do Derek like that? He's definitely done for.
We don't want to. Yeah, we really don't want to. A shout out to Derek. Ran into him last night at the bar. Just fabulous gentleman, individual at the very, very tip of the sports gambling innovation that's going on in this country. So that's all I got, Sean.
Okay, that's all you got.
Yeah.
Well, we got an NBA All-Star game. We got you got the Rising Stars, the Skills Challenge, the 3-point contest, a little bit of everything. Let's kick it off with the Rising Stars. We got Team Pau is plus 160, Team Deron plus 195, Team Joakim plus 310, Team Jason, and that is, let me see, we got Team Terry.
Oh, love
plus
it.
500. I mean, Terrell, my instinct on these type of things is to never take the chalk and always go after some of these long shots. But what are you looking at here in the Rising Stars game?
So the Rising Stars game is a little bit different this year because it's more like a mini tournament, and your team can be out of it pretty. And a lot of G League teams. So you have Scoot Henderson, who is projected the number 2 overall pick and would be one of the best overall picks to come out of recent history if it wasn't for one Victor Wembanyama that's over in France, absolutely killing it. So that team's that's Jason Terry's team. They got the higher price, but it's really anybody's game. Like, this is just pure fun. There's no real handicap.
Scottie Pippen Jr. of the South Bay Lakers. Yep. He's on Team Jason Terry. Wait, is Scottie Pippen Jr.
on that team as well?
Yeah.
Does Scottie Pippen Jr. have any relation to Michael Jordan? Any chance Jordan was in there helping Scottie have a baby too?
Who knows?
Fun fact that Scottie Pippen Jr. is technically a part of the Lakers, and Malik Beasley, who is smashing his mom, is on the Lakers.
Oh, wow.
A lot of drama surrounding the Pippen Jordan.
Didn't go well for Delonte West with LeBron James, so I wouldn't recommend mixing business and pleasure.
So Scoot Henderson, as he said, he got heavily recruited, but opted to go G League. What about Team Joakim Noah? They got Evan Mobley of the Cavs, Jabari Smith of the Rockets. Yep. Any chance we're going Joakim Noah? I mean, at plus 500, the fact that you have Scoot Henderson on the Jason Terry team, to me, that's where I'm leaning right away. But what about the Joakim Noah team at plus 310?
Yeah, so they got Evan Mobley, Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams, Jalen with an L-E. They actually have 2 Jalen Williams on that Thunder team, and they both have a different spelling of their first name. And however, this is the one that has had a really, really great rookie year. He's in Rookie of the Year conversation. He's not going to win it, but he's in conversation. You have Jeremy Sochan, Quentin Grimes over there for the Knicks, Jabari Smith, Jalen Durant. Jalen Duren is actually out, so Terry Eason is replacing him from the Rockets. I think that Team Joakim is a really, really good squad. When you talk about they have the rim protection that you need, Evan Mobley, have three-point shooters in Quentin Grimes, in Jabari Smith Jr., Jeremy Sochan has been like a utility piece for the Spurs. He's had some really big games for them. And then Josh Giddey, the point guard that's able to facilitate, excellent court vision, worked on his shooting in the offseason as well. Plus, he has his teammate there, so there's a little bit of camaraderie there. I think that Team Joakim, they were my pick to win it all because I just thought that
well, they seem like a defensive-minded team, right? Like they have some guys that can play defense.
Eason is a really, really good defense. Eason is a really, really good defender for the Rockets. Evan Mobley talked about him and how he's able to do with rim protection, able to get blocks, and just what he's done in the past month with JB Bickerstaff. They've really unleashed Evan Mobley where he's a 16, 17 point per game scorer, and he wasn't doing that in his first year. So that's my pick to win it all, just fading the chalk in Team Pau, where everybody's going to look at that team, and they have the number 1 overall pick in Paolo Banchero. Bennedict Mathurin is making a case for Sixth Man of the Year in his rookie year. Jayton Ivey, Scotty Barnes, like there's a whole bunch of lottery picks on that team. So everybody's gravitating to that team. But if you want to fade the chalk, and I think you should, I think Team Joakim is the way to go.
Yeah, and as far as how it's played, it's a 4-team tournament. The first round of games, they have a target score of 40. So once they get 40 points, game is over.
It's
and
like
then
rec
championship, it just goes up to 25 points. So I think the fact that Joakim Noah has some defense, I mean, that to me is just – it's tough not to like it at plus 310.
Why is anyone 5-1? I mean, why is anyone 3-1, really?
It's because they're the G League.
Yeah, I guess I get it. But
said he just picked – Scott picked Team Pau. He went with the chalk and picked Team Pau. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, if you look at that G League team, yeah, they're in the G League, but these are guys that are hungry because they don't have another opportunity to play against NBA players and show that they can play on that level. So – all of those guys outside of Scoot Henderson, they're fighting to get into the league. So I 100% would take a look at the 5-1 because if they made the championship game, I would not be surprised.
Now, is this a coward's way out to take Team Joakim and Team Jason Terry with the idea of wait, they're not playing each other in the first round? Do we know the bracket, Terrell?
Let me see if I can find the bracket.
They probably are playing each other. No, they wouldn't.
It's Team Jason.
Yeah.
No, they're playing each other. So it's Team Jason versus Team Joakim, and then it's Team Pau versus Team Deron.
So you're telling me
if I take Joakim and Jason,
you got a team in the finals.
I have at least the team that's plus 310 in the finals.
Yep.
I like it. All right, I'm doing both.
Did we just unlock how to extract value from the right? I mean, it's a try-hard argument too. I mean, what do we?
Nobody's talking about the Rising Stars Challenge. So
no, we are one of the few outlets covering the Rising Stars Challenge.
And Sean,
don't let Team Pau get upset. If Team Pau gets upset, then you're looking at Team Deron Williams, and I mean they're a good team, but Franz Wagner just out, so it's for him.
Yeah, and then once you get to the championship, it's up to 25 points. We've seen horrible teams, especially in the NBA, jump out to early leads. It's a game of runs.
Yeah. And just so everyone who's
go-to NBA handicapping point.
If you're watching, shout out to you. This starts in a couple hours, Sean. I think everything else is Saturday, Sunday. So, I don't see how you don't just take long shots in this kind of stuff. Throw darts.
All right, moving over to the skills challenge. We have Team Jazz at minus 120, Team Rookies plus 130, Team Antetokounmpo plus 475.
Wow. Wait, hold on a second. Nice job, Sean.
Yep.
Just freestyled a Team Antetokounmpo. Oh man.
No, you went back. One time was enough.
All
Too much dip in this ship.
So, Team Giannis, as I call them, they obviously have Giannis. They have Thanos as well, his brother, right? And then Alex, Thanasis, and then Alex. Thank God they gave him one easy pronounced name. And then Team Jazz, you have Jordan Clarkson, Walker Kessler, Colin Sexton, and then who do you have for, let's see, the Team Rookies is they're plus 130. You have Paolo Banchero, Jaden Ivey, Jabari Smith Jr. of the Rockets. Now, Jabari Smith Jr., wait, is this happening on the same night as the Rising Stars Challenge, or is it a different night?
No, so this is on Saturday. So everything else that we're talking about when you talk about skills challenge, I believe the dunk contest was moved back to Saturday as well, and the 3-point contest, all of those are on Saturday. So the only thing that you have on Friday night is the Rising Stars Challenge and the Celebrity Game.
To me, this is easy. Team Antetokounmpo at plus 475. Are you kidding me? I'm all over Team Antetokounmpo in this one. I get it. It's a skills challenge, and maybe the Jazz or the rookies are a little bit more skilled. But laying chalk or taking it plus 130? Are you kidding me? I mean, how do you see this, Terrell?
So if you look at these three teams, the only team that's done this before is Team Antetokounmpo. Like, they did this last year. They were really bad last year, but they did it last year, and they ended up losing out to I believe it was Team Cavs because it was in Cleveland last year. But now you have the Team Jazz and the rookies, and they haven't done this event before. So I think that just on a pure value perspective, you're already getting immense value on Team Antetokounmpo because of the fact of they've done this before. They understand where they messed up last year, and now they're getting a second chance from the NBA guys to come do this. I think that 475 is stealing money because you're getting somebody who has experience in this event.
I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that all these rookies have played together on some form of all-star team, maybe national team. Don't you just take, in terms of collection of talent, don't you just bet on talent? It's the NBA. It's like flag football, Sean.
Everybody's talented.
Talent. I mean, not the extra Antetokounmpo brother. I mean, come on, a little.
Yeah, but this is his time to shine. I mean, you don't want to let down your brother, and you're actually representing your family name, your family creed.
No.
I mean, come on, team rookies. Are you really going to go hard?
It's not like you're doing, and it's not like you're playing a game. Like, it's not a 3-on-3 game. You're sitting here, you're passing the ball through some hoops. There's like moving hoops during one portion. You're passing through there. You're trying to hit a half-court shot. Like, you're doing all these other different things in the skills challenge that, the best person doesn't win. Like, Kristaps Porzingis won a skills challenge before, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's all about the try hard. Like, you always got to just identify the try hard.
And that's why I think, and then to Terrell's point, like, I think Giannis is actually going to try hard in this one. So yeah, I'm all over Team Antetokounmpo.
He doesn't have a slow motor. The only thing that's concerning is he did sprain his wrist a little bit last night in the game, and he left the game early. Now, is it really something serious? I don't know. He's still in the All-Star game. He's still in the skills challenge, so it might not have been that serious, and they just pulled him because it's the game before All-Star. You don't have to worry about it, but what you know about Giannis is he's going to give you 110% even when it doesn't require it.
Let's go.
I mean, I'm still betting on the talent. Give me the rookies.
Moving over to the 3-point contest. Buddy Hield plus 420. Damian Lillard plus 470. Jason Tatum plus 550. Kevin Huerter plus 550. Lauri Markkanen plus 650. Tyrese Halliburton at plus 650, Tyler Hero at plus 800, Julius Randle plus 950, and they even have over/under for these guys. This is really it's a true D-Gens only marketplace here.
And
we can start there.
Yeah, for the totals, just so we're clear, max score would be, what is it? It's 4 times 5, so 20 plus 2 times 5, 10, so 30.
No, max score is 40.
40.
Is that because of the multiple rounds?
Yeah, so they have the Mountain Dew ball. They have the Mountain Dew ball, and so I think that's like a extra, 4 points or something like that. But me and Scott did the math earlier, and so the max score anybody can get is 40 if they make every single shot in the 3-point contest.
This is different than the one that I grew up with, Sean.
Oh, the times are changing. All right, so here are a couple.
Julius Randle's a power forward, right?
Buddy Hield won it he did win in 2020. Damian Lillard, he went to Weber State. Maybe he obviously he plays in Utah a decent amount. Lauri Markkanen has the home court. I forget Karl Anthony Towns won last year at plus like 10-1, which is crazy. Who are you leaning to here, Terrell? I think you picked 2 guys, but what's your strategy? Or it sounded like you had a play on maybe on one of the totals.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a lot that we have here. Last year we kicked off our first round 3-point contest unders, and took the unders of everybody in the first round after last year. And for the most part, for most years, those first round unders are really, really because of the fact that it's so much different shooting the basketball when you're pulling it off a rack rather than somebody is passing you the ball. Like they have machines that pass the ball for you after you make a shot. That's how much NBA players are so used to catching the ball and shooting. And so it's a lot different pulling it off a rack. And a lot of people, especially people that are doing their first 3-point contests, are just not used to shooting like that and then shooting on a timer like that. So first round unders have been good for the most part. They've really sapped the juice out of these lines. So you have Buddy Hield has the longest odds at 23.5 points for his first round. And it goes all the way down to Julius Randle at 16.5. So that's one way to play the first round. Another way to play it that we've tracked is you have the money ball rack. So if anybody doesn't know, they have a money ball rack where they place it wherever they want. That's supposed to be their best spot on the floor. And they make all of those shots right there. And any shot you get there, you get double points. Well, everybody's line is set at over under 3.5 on their money ball rack. If we sit here and we look at 2022, how the field did on their money ball rack, you have Desmond Bane 2, CJ McCollum 1, Luke Kennard 4, Zach LaVine 0, Patty Mills 4, Cat 3, Trae Young 3, and Fred VanVleet 2. Year before that, 2021, Steph and Mike Conley were the only two people to go over 3.5. Everybody else, Donovan Mitchell, Zach LaVine, Tatum, Jaylen Brown, all under 3.5.
So the lock of all locks is instead of playing their first round unders, we go auto play under 3.5 on the money ball. All right, that is
yes, and every single person is plus money. Every single person is plus money under 3.5.
Oh every single God! I love it.
So worst case scenario, you get even and you're still making money. But how it seems like it's going, everybody just doesn't make their money ball rack. They're overly confident when they get to that rack, and they end up missing.
I predict the unders are going to go 5-3. Nice winner there, Terrell. What about the contest itself? Who we loading up on here? Marketing, all right, plus 650.
I put a sprinkle on Julius Randle after last year.
Okay.
On Julius Randle after last year, and the fact that he just got into the contest like 2 days ago. And it's because Anthony Simons, I think he sprained his ankle in the game, and he was on crutches. He has a grade 2 ankle sprain. And everybody's like, why is Julius Randle in it? He's not supposed to be doing this. He's not that. Everybody, like the public just hates Julius Randle because, one, he's a Knick. And so I'm going to sprinkle on Julius Randle. I'm going to take the hometown angle with Lauri Markkanen at plus 650. And the fact that, one, he's been really, really good from 3 this year. Like, really, really good from 3 this year. So I expect to see him come in and show out for the hometown fans. He's in it for most improved, one of the people in it for most improved this year. And then finally, just for a little bit of chalk, I kind of am going to go Dame Lillard here just because of the fact of this is a year without Steph, and Dame just can't win anything. Like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for my guy because it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a 3-point contest. It could be a game. It could be a playoff series. It doesn't matter. Dame's just not winning right now. So I think if he sees the field and he sees the opportunity to get a championship of any matter, he's going to take that opportunity and go kill everybody in a 3-point contest. So I got a little bit of chalk on Dame too, but it's really anybody's game because – you want to back the people that have done it before, and it's not many that have done it before in this contest. You have Jason Tatum, who's done it before. I believe Dame has done it before, and Buddy Hield has done it before, and they all have the shortest odds.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm just going to go with Lauri Markkanen and then under on the money ball. Love that angle. 8 under 3.5 on the money ball. Wait, Kramer, what are you doing?
Co-sign the unders. I do. I mean, we went through a whole discussion about a 3-point competition. And we didn't once mention elevation. How did we do this? Why not
ball flies farther?
Why not take a couple guys?
They might be a little gassed. These guys are going to go out and find whatever club is somehow open in Salt Lake the night before. And Lauri Markkanen, he's sleeping in his own bed. He's aware of the elevation.
Knows how the ball flies.
Yeah. Again, it's going to travel those corner threes, he's
like
used
that.
to the
he's used to the rim, knows the stadium. But I'll sprinkle that with you. I'll also take Julius Randle because, as you know, Sean,
you're a huge Knick fan.
Suffering Knick fan.
That's a Lynn Sanity shirt he has on.
Yes,
people,
it
by
is.
The way.
Right.
Do you want to
before
hear the story?
show, Ryan goes, I'm going to put my basketball shirt on.
This is my
All
basketball shirt.
proud.
Shout out to me. I got this on clearance in the New York City, probably Times Square area after he was traded to Houston. A very sad time of my, but that we'll never forget those Jeremy Lin, Amari Stoudemire.
The 2 weeks of Linsanity that we had.
It was beautiful.
Who won you more money over a shorter period of time, Linsanity or Tim Tebow? Because Tim Tebow cashed me a number of tickets, including money line on against the Steelers in the playoffs.
I was going to say that win comes to mind.
Yeah, they're 8-point home dogs.
Demarius Thomas.
This is before your time, Terrell. But
I think you got to give. Oh yeah, before my time. Yeah,
well, Tim Tebow, or maybe I'm wrong.
But yeah, I'll be a homer. I'll be a Knicks homer. Julius Randle.
All right, we got. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, we'll do the second part. I didn't realize they also have odds on advancing to the final round. Any interest on these bets? To me, I think you nailed it with the under 3.5 money ball. But what is your handicap on advancing to the next round for the 3-point contest? Any value in these guys?
Yeah, like Kramer said, you want to think of Lauri Markkanen just because it's his building.
Keep it going with him.
To the elevation, playing all those games, yeah. And then Buddy Hield at -125, Dame at -105. It's really not any value. Now, you can parlay the advance to the final round stuff. So if you make the 3 people that are in the final round, you can have a pretty nice sizable parlay. But I think that right there, Kevin Huerter's a little bit more of a 3-point specialist, and I think that he is somebody who profiles really good in this contest. So I think there's a little bit of value of him there at +130. But like Jason Tatum, I'm not really interested in him. Julius Randle at +220 does have value, I think. But Tyrese Halliburton, Tyler Hero, those are just kind of new young guys that I feel like are here enjoying the experience, and I don't know if they're going to perform in the contest. I don't. So I'm really too interested in the advance to final round stats. I'd rather just take the winner.
Yeah, I do think Randall to advance is the only one that's interesting to me, just because there is a world where he does have that great first round enough to get him in, and then maybe
tired.
Falls apart in the.
Don't if you've ever. I mean, come on. Of course, we're all gym heroes when it comes to basketball. But
shooters shoot.
If you go and just take 30 shots, you're going to be a tiny bit tired. So you're telling me that at elevation, it's not going to matter. That maybe market in better bet to win it all than advance for that reason. These guys get tired.
Yeah.
All right,
professional athletes.
We got the slam dunk, and of course some other picks here. But before we get to that, shout out to Underdog Fantasy. If you haven't signed up yet over on UnderdogFantasy.com, I don't know what you're waiting for. Again, we are already drafting our best ball teams, and it's pretty sweet. They have super fun daily games for golf, NHL, even season-long stuff for MLB, where you're picking over, under, AKA player props. Very fun, and a ton of daily games as well. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Use that promo code, get the 100% deposit bonus up to $100. Next up, we have the Slam Dunk Contest. Mac McClung at +150, Jericho Sims +280, Kenyon Martin Jr. +290, Trey Murphy III +380. What are we doing here, Terrell?
So, I really want to tell people that Mac McClung's not going to win it. But, I mean, they put him in the contest for a reason. The NBA is trying to find any way possible to make this contest better. Any way possible. And the only way to make it possible is for the players to care more about it. Like, the players truly don't care about it. And Matt McClung seems like he has that energy to care about it. Like, he had an interview earlier this week.
It seems like
hey, I got 2 dunks. He said, I have 2 dunks that I know for a fact nobody's seen before. And so at that moment, I'm like, well, that's possibly 250s if he hits it. And Matt McClung is really doing this all for the white men that can't jump. Like this, he has all of them on his shoulders. Like they're all on his shoulders, and he's putting it on. So while I want to tell people not to take the chalk, I think that, you know, if you split up your unit between him and another guy, you got a pretty good chance of him being in the final.
Two never before seen dunks, like Terrell mentioned. Also has experience winning a dunk contest before. Won the 2018 Ball is Life All-American dunk contest. So, Sean, that experience matters.
Well,
when it
and
comes
you want to
a dunk
talk
contest.
about putting a chip on his shoulder. Kevin Durant was calling him out, saying, "No shade, but what are we doing here? He's in the G League. He's an outstanding athlete, but what are we doing?" Well, why don't you enter the dunk contest, Kevin Durant? I mean, come on. They're playing.
I mean, the stars don't want to. Everybody wants to see Ja Morant and Zion Williamson in the dunk contest.
Why not?
That's what everybody wants to see. But the stars don't do it. Like, I don't know what point in the NBA did it come where the stars didn't want to do it. And I kind of think it starts with LeBron, because LeBron kept getting asked every single year. And he kept saying, no, I'm good. And then next thing you know, a lot of stars are not entering this contest. And so, it's a little frustrating. And that's why it's downhill, because all you see is people come in and doing dunks that were done in previous contests. Nobody has originality. And that's at least what Matt McClung has. He has a lot of originality, and it's going to go one or two ways. He's either going to go out there, be original, and kill the dunk, and he's going to get 50s all the way around, or he's going to absolutely fold, and he's going to fall on his face, and he's not going to make a single dunk because the dunks are too hard. And so I think that if you split up a unit with him and then take somebody else, hey, if Matt McClung does fall on his face, I have somebody else. I think Trey Murphy is another good person to look at, just because, well, a little insider trade, but I know some guys that trained him, and they said that he does have a dunk package ready to go.
Well, he's got a dunk package. That's great. It's part of your recruiting tape, right?
I have a dunk package. It's not ready to go, though. That's the only problem. I have the dunk package. It's just me, dreaming about dunks.
And for the young people who think LeBron is better than Michael Jordan, maybe we should start including the idea that Michael Jordan actually competed in the dunk competition as part of the legend of Michael Jordan.
So I'm with you, Terrell. Mac McClung. I'm just playing that. What are you doing?
This is like Sean betting on Conor McGregor. No surprises here. Sean,
come on.
He's technically a 76er, so I'm not surprised.
Come on.
The best thing that happened to Sean today.
The logic of him getting thrown into this thing late, they're setting him up for a win.
The best thing that happened to Sean today was you leading off, saying you also liked Mac McClung, so he didn't look like just typical Sean coming in with his I'm gonna take the white guy approach.
I did not see that angle, and I'm here to just give unbiased.
I think he's going to get some points. Like, I think they're going to look at Matt McClung and they'll be like, wait, how did you do that? And I'm sure he has some stuff that has been done only on the street dunk contest. If you look at some of the dunk contests that have been on TV and in Ball is Life and all that, he's about to break some of those street ball dunks out. So I think that I really tried to get myself not taking the plus 150 favorite in this contest, but I really can't see Matt McClung falling on his face unless he just tries dunks that are just way too hard for anybody to be attempting.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the game itself. A little different this year. They're drafting at 7:30. The game starts at 8:30 East.
Wait, no pregame prep? How are they going to run some no three-man weave to warm up?
Yeah, I guess they just do some impromptu layup lines. Now, I know some of the starters are predetermined, but how does that – walk us through the whole picking thing, Terrell.
So I don't know how the picks are going. I never got confirmation that the NBA was doing this, but there's been rumors floating around that they are now picking the reserves before the starters so that the last reserve doesn't feel bad. He was the last pick, and I'm just like, he's last.
Do they have the orange slices there? Which team mom is supposed to bring the orange slices to the All-Star game?
I have no idea. I guess that maybe it's John Morant's mom. I don't know. Like, they obviously are babying NBA players that are making millions of dollars. I don't think anybody is really crying that they were picked last in the All-Star.
But you're an All-Star. You're an All-Star.
That means there's a whole league of people that were really picked last because they didn't make it into the game. But
or guys who were actually picked last, like myself, who didn't make it to, varsity basketball, D1 college basketball, or the NBA. We don't need to worry about their feelings.
Unlike Michael Jordan, when Sean got cut, he never had that redemption story.
Yeah, when I got cut freshman year, that was the end of the story there. They do have odds.
The NBA is like the No Child Left Behind act.
Oh man,
Very, very ineffective.
I didn't, of all the things that I thought Terrell was going to come to us today, I did not think we were going to have one of a critical message about the school, the public school systems of this country.
Terrell is here to shape the young minds,
Which, by the way,
and hot political commentary.
As a parent,
I'm a man. I'm a jack of what is it? Jack of
all
Jack of
trades.
all
I don't know the saying, but I'm that.
Yeah,
I'm him. Just I'm him.
Now, you can actually bet on who the first overall pick is. Luka's the big favorite. Embiid's right there. Am I crazy, Terrell? Because clearly some of this is less about strategy, more about feelings.
Take my friends.
Lauri Markkanen at 40-1 because of the hometown crowd.
Pick your friends.
Is it crazy to take?
You're crazy.
Okay.
No, you're crazy.
Well, now, do you know, Luka's the odds-on
crazy.
favorite.
No.
Is there any other bet worth taking on who's picked first?
Yes, so assuming that they still do pick the starters, I'm pretty sure they're still going to pick the starters first. No way the NBA is that crazy. But Luka is definitely somebody that Bron likes, I think. So LeBron is getting the first pick because he had the most fan votes. So LeBron is making the first pick. So you have Luka. I think that he's a good option if you want to take this market. The obvious option that people are betting, and they moved this line, is Kyrie Irving because, why not pick your friends? Why not pick the guy that you want to team up with and win a championship with? So Kyrie Irving, I don't think Bron is going to look at Kyrie's name there, knowing Giannis is there too, and give Giannis opportunity to pick Kyrie Irving. So I think Kyrie Irving has value as well. And then, Nikola Jokic at this point is like minus 220 to win MVP. And I think everybody's just dubbing him MVP of the league for a third straight year. I can just see Bron sitting in front of the camera like, oh, man, well, it's this guy out here, his team's number one in the West. He's two-time MVP, trying to do something I couldn't even do, three-time MVP. So even though the All-Star game is not a format for Nikola Jokic, I think that he has value at like plus 650 to be the number one overall pick. And if you look at it, take away the people that are injured, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. Nikola Jokic was one of Bron's top picks last year.
And I would add the Kyrie thing is diabolical. This is LeBron wanting a scapegoat for losing the All-Star.
He's gotta take Kyrie first. I'm almost positive he's gonna take Kyrie first.
Come on, this is a guy who had a TV show about his free agent destination. He loves the drama. What better way than bring Kyrie on the team?
We need LeBron working our editorial over at Sports Gambling Podcast because he knows what gets the clicks, and him selecting Kyrie Irving would all of a sudden be a little spicy play. So I wouldn't mind Kyrie Irving. I think at plus 300. I do think there's actually value in Luka because it opened up at like 250 and it's getting bet down to plus 150, which maybe the fix is already in. About the game itself, again, it's weird you can bet on a game where we don't know
the teams
who is on what team.
It's pretty easy. You take Team Bron. Bron is 6-0. He's 6-0.
He's not
when he's picking these teams. He doesn't. The thing is, he doesn't even play that much. Like he plays maybe 10, 15 minutes max. He doesn't play that much. The team just wins.
Yeah, so load up on Team LeBron there.
Well, and what better way to showcase Kyrie Irving than for him to go hard and win the MVP of the All-Star game, Sean? Is that what we're doing? We're going to parlay Kyrie MVP with Kyrie first pick?
Well,
with Bron,
I do think
with Bron wins the game.
The MVP angle is pretty interesting. I could make a good case for Embiid because I do think he has a little chip on his shoulder. Well, he feels like he got snubbed by not being a starter. I think maybe he goes off and certainly in a game where like people are playing soft. Joel Embiid could really
just crushing people.
No, imagine if you're not playing much defense, Embiid could have a monster game. I think Embiid at MVP at plus 650 is kind of an interesting bet. But what do you like, Terrell?
So I'm sitting at Donovan Mitchell. That's been my person I picked. I got Donovan Mitchell back when he was like 15-1. Yeah, and it's the home angle. Like I know Donovan Mitchell plays for the Cavs now, but he was in Utah. He started his career in Utah. When they got this bid, he was still a Utah Jazz and was expecting to play as a Utah Jazz in this All-Star game. So I'm expecting Donovan Mitchell, who still gets love in Utah, to go out there and really kill it and put on a show. Plus, he have the guard angle where he can get to the rim, he can dunk, he can step out from three, like he can go crazy from three like Steph Curry did last year and go win the title. So I think Donovan Mitchell, that's been my favorite bet for MVP. And then I've also sprinkled on Lauri Markkanen.
Yes.
You know, if I could take one home angle, I got to take the other home angle. So Lauri Markkanen got a little bit of a sprinkle from me. And I wanted to get there with Jokic, but he has to get a triple-double. Like, that's the only way I can see him winning this is if he has a triple-double. Because this is just not – an all-star format is just not the format for him and how he plays the game. Like, it's not really playing out the half court, slowing the game down. It's who can run out in transition, who can do the more flashy things. And when you think of Jokic, you don't think of a flashy player. You just think of a good man, a big man that has really good handles and is able to pass the ball.
Well, you mentioned triple-double, and I mean, again, I think getting a triple-double – well, first off, Russell Westbrook killed, like, the joy of the triple-double. But I think especially in an all-star game, it might be tough to get there. It does remind me of somebody had a bit where they were talking about Ice Cube bragging about triple-double in a pickup game. Yeah. It's like, who's counting rebounds and assists in a pickup game? It feels like a similar.
Hey, if you get a triple-double in a pickup game, that's like, whoa, that's people don't even have double-digit points in a pickup game.
Yeah, how you getting 10 rebounds and 10 assists? Like, what are you playing to?
13, baby.
Worth noting.
Somebody's on the sideline just marking tallies. Like, oh, this person, another assist.
Oh no, he had 2 dribbles. That's not an assist.
Official score at the. I mean, I'm on. We've talked it out. Honestly, I workshopped a lot of things. I'm all in on Kyrie. Kyrie Irving to try hard in a game that doesn't count is peak NBA at this moment. So Kyrie Irving will be taking down all the trophies.
I'm going Donovan Mitchell and Embiid.
Of course you are.
Worth noting, Donovan Mitchell, when he played in Utah on January 10th, put up 46 points, 7 of 18 from behind the arc, 11 from the line. I'm just saying, he does seem like
he has a 70-point game this year.
Yeah, I mean, again, he has it in him to go off. He has the motivation and he has the talent. To me, that's the winning combination. So Donovan Mitchell and Embiid, I think, are both worth a little bit of a sprinkle there.
Yeah. Sean, where can people find more of Terrell's fine work?
Oh, you got to subscribe, if you haven't already, to the NBA Gambling Podcast. Check him out over there. Doing a ton of other shows for us all over the network. And make sure you follow him on Twitter at ReallyRel_. Where else can people catch you, Terrell?
Oh, you can catch me on Twitter, like you said, at ReallyRel_. You know, I guess I'll still be on the NFL Gambling Podcast. That's going on, so you can find me over there. And WNBA is slowly but surely on the horizon. I'm telling you,
yes,
sir. 24/7. They try to make it seem like hoops ends, but hoops never stop. It's a 24/7 sport, so we're always going to have something to talk about.
Innovation of the Year, FSGA 2023, ESPN's women or WNBA fantasy products. So.
Yes, and we were saying we had WNBA Gambling Podcast before that. Mm-hmm. We should have got the nomination. Rob, Ryan,
bullshit.
Big Gambling is out to get us. All right, thank you as always.
Definitely out to get us. Quick.
Yes,
wait,
what else you got, Terrell?
Last point for the All-Star game. Total sitting at 318 and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Let the game play out for the first quarter or first half let that total climb as high up as it can get. It's probably going to get somewhere in the 340s or something because this team is going to open, like this game is going to open up crazy. And then just come in and take the under. Because when you look at the second half, that fourth quarter is basically cut in half because you have an Elam ending, which basically has a target score. If you don't know, if you've never seen TBT before, it has a target score, and that's how they actually end the game. It's not timed out. It's not fouls at the end of the game. It's whichever team reaches that target score. So that's really tanks a live total, like absolutely tanks a live total. So if you're looking to live bet this game, let all the theatrics and everything happen in the first quarter, first half, come in, bet the under, and then you have a good chance of cashing that under before the game is over, honestly.
Love it. That's a great angle because a lot of people, when they're betting the live total, probably don't remember that Elam ending. So appreciate it as always, Terrell.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green, and he is Ryan.
Flag NBA. It's pretty awesome.
Kramer, let it ride.